It's just the history that affects it, affects the point of view that we see it.
Cultures are different between like the white community and the black community.
I feel like white people have a little bit more privilege and like second chances.
The point that you could be everywhere, anywhere, is white privilege. I see white privilege everywhere I go.
I believe that there are a lot of stereotypes against like minorities. I mean, there are some people who think that there's white privilege still in America, but in terms of like, no, just no.
White privilege does not exist.
So I work at Panera. A lot of the people who come into Panera are those people who are like, oh, let me get this, and they have never heard no in their entire life.
White privilege is like turning on my TV and watching a show that's playing. What are the chances I'm gonna see a lot of main characters being people of color? None.
Movies, I will give you credit there. You have an argument, mainly because like every like African American that gets a lead role in a movie, it's usually always about their race, something that I don't particularly like.
Well, in today's society, racism still exists. Like there's no one can say it doesn't.
There's some people who sometimes won't go up to some of the cashiers who are of different ethnicities or anything like that because they're like, well, I don't know if they're going to speak English to me.
Sometimes there's like white privilege for those who want a job in probably like the business field.
Every show I watch, at least one main character is gonna be white. That is white privilege. The point that you could be everywhere, anywhere, is white privilege.
These minority groups were indwelled, so to speak, with the perception by the Democrats that they are somehow weaker.
I know there's been instances of like police officers and such.
I have seen people thinking that they're above others just because of who they are.
So, what examples of white privilege have you seen or experienced?
I can't think of anything right now.
I mean, I see it all the time. Well, not like in a school setting.
I don't think it exists in our school. Like, I don't feel that people in our school are like affected by it.
Are there any examples that you've seen like at West?
At West, I have an example.
While I was driving back home, one of the drivers, I affected him while driving, I guess.
It was this guy I knew that was on the football team, and so like he had a DUI because he was intoxicated and like had weed in the car, but like nothing like actually like happened.
I was at lunch and those black kids were being pretty loud, right? They were walking around. They were just having fun. They were just being obnoxious little boys. And the school staff kind of just went extra. They were like, calm down. You're causing a problem.
And then he like opened the window, started cursing to me and saying that I'm black or whatever, since I'm a Middle Eastern and stuff like that.
And like one of my other friends, something similar happened, but like he ended up like going to juvie for it.
A group of the white kids, on the basketball team, were being loud in the back, the same area where the black kids were. No one said anything. The same staff were there in the cafeteria, but they didn't say anything. They were being just as loud and just as obnoxious, but they were given the benefit of the doubt that they weren't going to cause a problem because they were a group of white kids.
Like I feel like it's just crazy,